Someone who wasn't there, aside from Blake Lively, was Justin Bieber. You know, Justin and Selena, famous couple way back in the day. Many thinking that Justin's not over her. I want to focus on what fans think Justin did to troll the wedding over the weekend. Just as she was about to marry Benny on Saturday, he posted this weird image and images along with a photo. Well, here are the images. He has since deleted the song. Here is him playing basketball. And he decided amongst these photos to put his song, I Do, as the soundtrack to it. Romantic R&B ballad about his marriage to wife, Hailey Bieber. Fans called out the pop star out of the timing and the use of the song, seeing it as though his ex's star-studded nuptials for Blanco were proceeding less than 100 miles away. You lost her, get over her. Wrote, the love of your life just got married, thumbs up. Imagine you know your ex, Selena Gomez, who also Hailey was obsessed with. She was her vision board was being Selena Gomez and being with Justin Bieber. And Justin then left Selena to go with, in my opinion,
As of right now, the internet is on fire. The timing of Justin Bieber's wedding to Selena Gomez, who recently tied the knot with Benny Blanco in Santa Barbara, could not have been more at odds with themselves. The internet is engulfed in flames as a result of a post that he releases out of nowhere. I do so with a straightforward basketball clip that is accompanied by his own song. The fans did not consider it to be harmless. The way they interpreted it was as a cry, a confession of love that was wrapped in denial, regret, and heartbreak. Nevertheless, what transpired after that, at that point, the situation takes a turn that nobody anticipated. Justin uploaded a carousel of himself playing basketball on September 27th and shared it with his friends. Is it in fact safe? However, on that very same day, Selena was engaged to Benny Blanco in a private ceremony that took place in Santa Barbara as she said, I do. It appeared to be a stroke of luck to the majority of people. Fans who have been following this emotional triangle for 10 years may have described it as looking like a man going into a downward spiral. The song that I chose to listen to was The First Warning Sign. While the song is a love ballad that was inspired by Justin Bieber's marriage to Hailey Bieber and can be found on his album 2025, the lyrics, however, have a different effect now. Despite the fact that they were talking about promises of forever and a love that was once pure, fans couldn't help but connect those lyrics to Selena rather than Hailey. In addition, the internet made certain that he was aware of it. The comment section became a battleground for the participants. One user wrote that the person who has been the love of their life recently got married. Another person said, you will never get her back. And in the gifts, hundreds of them, of Selena smiling, waving, laughing. His followers flooded his post with reminders of a dark past that he would never be able to escape. In a matter of hours, Justin removed the post, but by that point, it was already too late. Shots from the screen, edits from TikTok, and reaction videos from YouTube were all over the place. And then one night later, something that was much more private was disclosed, a video call that would completely alter the situation. From the beginning, it was a private FaceTime. The footage that was leaked showed Justin sitting by himself in a room with low lighting, his hoodie off, and his eyes swollen. From the moment he opened his mouth to speak, you could hear the tremor in his voice. He paused for a moment before saying Selena, as if the word itself carried a decade's worth of impact. I was able to view the photographs. You appeared to be in a good mood. I swore to myself that I was happy for you, but it's literally killing me. Taking a deep breath, he rubbed his face while doing so. I am unable to lie any longer. Never in my life have I loved Hailey as much as I loved you. Such a sentence was as devastating as a nuclear bomb. The internet experienced a meteoric rise. Within a matter of minutes, clips of the call were distributed, starting with X, then moving on to Twitter, then Instagram, and finally every gossip channel you can think of. A sense of vindication was experienced by fans who had always speculated that Justin's marriage was a rebound. A number of people accused him of manipulating people's emotions. Nevertheless, regardless of which side you were on, there was one thing that could not be denied. Justin Bieber had just reopened one of the most severe wounds in the history of popular culture. The thing is as follows. In the world of celebrity couples, Justin and Selena were not like any other. It was a period of time, their public displays of affection, PDA, diss tracks, and heartbreak interviews helped define the concept of young love for an entire generation. From their teenage romance to their tearful breakups, they were everywhere. And despite the fact that they had been apart for a number of years, they continued to return to each other through songs, glances, and emotional performances. In a previous interview, Selena stated that her relationship with Justin was both the best and the worst thing that had ever occurred to her, and she meant it. In addition to being messy, beautiful, and toxic, their love was unforgettable, and perhaps that is the reason why this confession struck such a chord with fans. It wasn't just a case of sentimentality. The conclusion was reached, but it was too late. I thought marrying Hailey would fix me, Justin admitted during that same call, his voice breaking as he spoke. That perhaps I could finally stop missing you, but every time I write, every time I sing, it's still going to be you in my head. Throughout the majority of the video, Selena maintained her silence. Her expression conveyed my entire message: astonishment, melancholy, and possibly even pity. She refrained from lash out. There was no gloating on her part. What she did was utter in a low voice, "Justin, it's too late." The aftermath was extremely violent. Amidst the most significant celebrity storm of 2025, Hailey Bieber, who had already been subjected to comparisons to Selena for a considerable amount of time, found herself suddenly at the center of the storm. According to sources close to her, she was both humiliated and devastated by the news. As stated by an insider, Hailey has always known that Justin had unresolved feelings for Selena, but hearing him say that he never loved her, that broke her. There have been reports that Hailey has been staying with a close friend for a number of days after leaving their Beverly Hills home. It was captured by paparazzi that she appeared exhausted, was wearing sunglasses, and avoided answering questions. Over the course of this time, Justin completely vanished from the public eye. His team issued a statement that was intentionally vague, referring to mental health and privacy, but everyone was aware that the true story was much more complex than that. On the internet, Hailey supporters came together to defend her against what they referred to as an emotional betrayal. Fans of Selena, on the other hand, interpreted it as karma, a truth that had been buried for a very long time, revealing itself. With hashtags such as Justice for Hailey and He Always Loved Selena trending side by side, the rift that existed between the two fandoms reached new heights of toxicity. Selena exuded an eerie calmness throughout the entire ordeal, despite the fact that she did not make any direct comments regarding the video that was leaked. Her silence was very telling. What she did instead was post a picture from her honeymoon, which featured a peaceful view of the ocean, along with the caption, "Peace is priceless." Following Justin's meltdown, fans immediately interpreted it as a subtle response to the situation. According to reports, her new husband, Benny Blanco, expressed to his friends that he was not surprised. Justin's continued fixation on her was something he was always aware of. However, Selena has moved on, said one of the sources. The girl he left behind is not the same one that she is now. On the other hand, those who were working behind the scenes asserted that Selena was shaken by the confession. She had no idea that Justin would go public or that he would break down in such a manner. She had once loved him deeply, despite everything that had happened. As she watched him unravel on screen, she experienced feelings that she had buried for a very long time. A battleground has emerged on social media. Justin was described as a broken man who was attempting to heal from a love that defined his youth by some individuals who expressed their sympathy for him. He was cruelly picked on by other people. According to a tweet that went viral, the following: "He's married and still acting like a high school boy who can't move on." FaceTime is not the same as therapy, Justin. Elena was able to find peace, according to another post. The remorse reached Justin. The call was broken down into its component parts by YouTubers Professionals in the field of body language analyze his facial expressions, and TikTok edits flooded timelines with the caption, "When you realize you lost the love of your life." It was even celebrities who chimed in. It was reported that a pop star who wished to remain anonymous said, "It's sad, but this is Justin's pattern. Mistaking love for guilt is his mistake." The story had completely dominated the media by the time October rolled around. The brand partnerships that Justin had ceased to exist, despite the fact that Hailey's skincare line was unsuccessful. Both of their teams attempted to exert control over the narrative. Internet, on the other hand, does not forget. After what was described as a severe emotional breakdown, Justin had reportedly entered therapy, according to those with knowledge of the situation. Again, rumors began to circulate that he and Hailey had broken up due to their relationship. Despite the fact that neither of them confirmed it, paparazzi photographs showed them arriving at church in separate vehicles, which was something that fans noticed right away. This was not helped by Hailey's most recent cryptic post. There was a black screen with the words, "Loyalty is not a trend," there. It received more than 10 million likes in a span of less than a day. Since Justin and Selena first fell in love with one another, it has been more than a decade. Furthermore, their names continue to be intertwined. Every new relationship that they have is evaluated in comparison to the possibility of Jelena's influence. And after hearing this confession, that ghost has a renewed sense of vitality. Both Justin's Ghost and Selena's Lose You to Love Me were among the songs and interviews that fans began listening to again and again. Realizing how much suffering was concealed within the lyrics of the song, some fans are even under the impression that they have been communicating with one another through music for a considerable amount of time. Regardless of whether or not that is accurate, one thing is unmistakable: they have in fact never really let go. But let's be honest, this isn't just a drama involving celebrities. It is a human being. In it, two people who loved each other when they were young, made mistakes, and grew up under the scrutiny of others are the protagonists. It wasn't just Selena that Justin admitted to in his confession. It was about a man who realized what he had all along, but it was too late for him to accept it. It is a public display of Hailey's heartbreak, which she did not deserve, and it is occurring in public. For Selena, is the resolution that she never desired but was able to obtain in the end. In addition, for Justin, it serves as a mirror that reflects his own choices and serves as a reminder that fame can buy you everything except peace. During that video call, he concluded it with one final line. Perhaps in a different life, we would have gotten it right. The screen then went completely dark. Followers are left wondering, now that the dust has settled, whether it was love, obsession, or unfinished trauma that led to the breakup. Regardless of what it was, it is evident that Justin's heart never really left the year 2018. It's possible that his confession ended up ruining his marriage, but it also brought to light something more profound. Some wounds never heal, even after they have been healed by fame, fortune, and forgiveness. It is a peaceful existence for Selena in her new life. Hailey is working on reestablishing her sense of self-worth. Justin, on the other hand, is currently at a crossroads where he must choose between regret and redemption. Even if the internet moves on, that one sentence, "I never loved Hailey the way I loved you," will continue to reverberate in his mind for the rest of his life. And perhaps, possibly, that is the price that must be paid for a love that was never intended to be.